Think of a time when you had to choose between two radical opposites. High-paying, soul-sucking job or passion-filled work on a budget. The stability of a long-term relationship or the freedom of being single. Carefully organizing your dishwasher like a NASA engineer or cramming it full like a deranged raccoon on meth. These are times when we instinctively pick a side. And when someone disagrees with us, we get emotionally hijacked. These conflicts can start to sound like this. I care about the environment. Oh, so you hope our economy tanks? I think government efficiency is a good idea. Oh, so you don't care about those workers who got fired? The dishwasher conflicts can sound even scarier as a raccoon meth. I can attest. As the world becomes more complex and interdependent, we face more polarities, situations that are ongoing, unsolvable with seemingly opposing sides. Now or later, save or spend, stay or go, Democrat or Republican. The question is, when faced with one of these unsolvable conflicts, at home, at work, or on the international stage, how do we break through the tension and finally solve the problem? As an organizational psychologist, coach, and Army guy turned girl dad, I am often face to face with paradoxical challenges. Opposing ideas are common with executives, with diverse teams, and now teenage daughters. And for most of my life, to be honest, I sucked at this. I'd face opposing ideas, emotionally react, quickly pick a side, and then dig in for the fight. I remember facing a polarity in a heated conversation with a startup tech CEO. We were working on strategy, and our relationship had been crispy for the last few weeks. It was one of those days where it was a mile-long to-do list. I was on my second French press. It was the end of the day. You've been there. I wanted our strategy to be focused. He wanted it to be flexible. The conversation escalated. I said, I think we should just focus on a few core goals. No more random experimentation, just focus. And he said, oh, so we don't care about the market? We don't want to be flexible based on our customers' wants and needs? I took it up a notch. I said, oh, so all of the work I've been doing for the last 3 weeks to focus our strategy has been a total waste of time? I said focus. He said flexibility. Focus or flexibility? And we just blew up. I asked him if he was trying to run his company into the ground. He called me a disruptive pain in the ass, which was fair. And I can laugh now, but at the time I was furious. We were stuck, utterly unsolvable. Now what? I know what you're thinking. Oh, what about some middle ground, Mike? How about a compromise? Let's say that you love steaming hot showers in the morning, and your partner prefers an icy cold dip. What's your compromise if you want to start your day together? A Luke cold experience, leaving everyone unsatisfied? Look, sometimes compromises can leave both sides unhappy, but it's tempting to try for one. Let's take Blockbuster. In the early 2000s, they were locked in a polarity, personalization or scalability. Their compromise was massive store growth, regional variations, and a total access program that offered mail-in movies with in-store returns. Talk about a neither or. Luke cold. Netflix didn't compromise. They integrated a personalized algorithm with a scalable cloud-based platform, and over time, they embraced the both and, personalization and scalability. And you all know how that story ended. Bankruptcy for Blockbuster and over 300 million subscribers for Netflix. Both and is the secret to managing these ongoing, unsolvable, seemingly opposing conflicts. So how do we do it? Well, we have to get over two hurdles. When we face a paradox, two things happen. We fall prey to emotions, leading to defensiveness, biases, and assumptions, and we pick a side. We think either or. We become blind to the strengths of their point of view and immune to the weaknesses of our side. What happens to you when you hear these polarities? Gun rights or public safety? America first or global stability, choice or life. If you're like me, your heart rate's elevated, you're feeling a little anxious, maybe something in the pit of your stomach, all early warning signs of an emotional hijack. Okay, it's just a TED Talk, let's take it down. Instead, I want you to hit the pause button. I have two parts to my brain. The reptile, that's the lizard brain. That's the one that manages my emotions, that reacts under stress, that feels a sense of fear when I see all of you looking at me. The other side's the robot. Handles my long-term thinking, my planning, and my problem solving. In heated conflicts, it's the reptile that takes over. We flood in its hijacked city. Enter the pause button. Think of it like a shot of liquid nitrogen to give the bomb squad a couple seconds to get everybody to safety. The trick is knowing when to press it. For me, the telltale signs are a tightness in the center of my chest, clenching the jaws, and a propensity to interrupt. When I feel those, I know it's time to mentally press the pause button and take a deep breath. Viktor Frankl said, between stimulus and response, there's a space. And in that space is our power to choose our response. And in our response lies our growth and our freedom. Initially, when the CEO said flexibility, I'd freak out. The pause button gave me the power to choose. I'd like all of you to put your hands together, palms to palms. Just press in and really feel some tension between your arms and in your hands. Do you feel it? Now just let one side drop. What happens to all that tension? So when the CEO came up with another brand new idea, I could put my hands together, off camera, of course, push in as the tension grew, and then let one side drop. With these pause button tools, I could more effectively engage with focus or flexibility. So what's next? When we face either or thinking, we become defensive. We become obsessed with our point of view, look for facts to confirm our existing viewpoint, and then we dig in ready for trench warfare. I care about the environment. Oh, so you hate the economy? You hope that all of the humans die and then all of the trees and grass and flowers can live together? That's going nowhere. Instead, I want you to shift from Furious George to Curious George. Curiosity opens the door to learning and certainty closes it. So start with inquiry. Shift the balance from stating your point of view to inquiring about the other side. For example, what happens when the economy's strong? Who wins when it's booming? Do this before advocating for the environment. I know this is really hard. With the CEO, I was so certain that focus was the only way to go. I was like a jackhammer. Focus, focus, focus. So the next day, in a calmer and much less caffeinated place, I got curious. And I started with what he valued. The new conversation sounded like this. If we did a great job with flexibility, what might be some of the positive results? He lit up. Surprised that I would ask him that question. He said, well, we'd be faster. We could deploy new technology, would delight our customers, would be super responsive. It was a complete change in tone. So I stayed curious. And I asked him, okay, well, what if we had too much flexibility? What might be some of the risks? He said, after a second, well, we might burn out the team, would be distracted, would be focusing on the shiny new things and not the long-term goals. It was really helpful for me to hear how he saw all of flexibility, both the upsides and the risks. Then and only then did we come to my side, focus. And I started with the downsides because I assumed he'd have a lot to say, and these might be the things I'd be blind to. So I asked him, if we had too much focus, what might happen? Immediately, he responded, we'd have tunnel vision. We'd lose our connection to our customer. Our team would be bored, and we would not be super responsive. You might notice that the upside of one pole relates to the downside of the other. For example, responsiveness related to flexibility, but also relates to too much focus. Then I asked him, all right, let's say we did a great job with focus. What might be some of the positive benefits? He said, well, we'd be more efficient and less distracted. We'd give a clearer offer to our customers, and we'd have an aligned inspired, and rested team, which is what I wanted too. Once we saw the entire polarity, we realized that we needed the both and, focus and flexibility. So we asked ourselves a series of questions designed to find out how might we bring out the upsides of both focus and flexibility. And what happened? By embracing the both and, the company grew by 50% the next year. Seek first to understand and then to be understood. When faced with a pair of ongoing, unsolvable, seemingly opposing ideas, maintaining emotional balance and getting curious might help you get over the tyranny of the either-or. So find your pause button and get curious. It can help you manage polarities at home, at work, and it might help all of us solve some of the global paradoxes that are all around us. Thank you.